challenging the private sector to hire or train 100,000 unemployed post-9/11 veterans or their spouses by the end of 2013. Siemens, for example, recently met their goal of hiring 300 veterans, so they're aiming to hire 150 more by December.
This is Hiring America. I'm with Eric Spiegel, the president and CEO of Siemens USA, responsible for growing the U.S. businesses. With $22 billion in sales and 60,000 U.S. employees, Siemens has more than 130 manufacturing sites in the U.S. Now, Siemens has joined forces with the White House in a national initiative to ensure military families have the support they need. He's here to tell us about it. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So you really provide job training to military veterans. How does that work?
Well, we started a program recently with our product lifecycle management business, which is one of the largest industrial software tools in the world. And they have training sessions all over the country, 22 different locations. And we've basically opened up any empty seats to returning veterans, especially those that have some kind of STEM background, science, technology, engineering, math, or IT skills, to go to those courses. They can take up to 10. The value of that is worth $17,000. And then they can then apply for jobs at Siemens, where the certification, of course, is accepted. But we have customers, over 71,000 different customers of that software. And so that opens up just a huge job market to them. So that's one of the things we're doing to help them transition, get the right training that's needed to get the certification, and then have a wide number of opportunities available to them out there.
And your company has been really successful when it comes to making this commitment to hiring the military. What do you think the rest of corporate America really needs to focus on in this area? I
think, first of all, a lot of companies, a lot of CEOs that I talk to, they do want to hire more veterans. I think one of the issues is the issue we talked about before, which is sort of translating those skills to the skills that they have. I think the other big thing is, again, this issue about training is so important, and getting certifications and being qualified to do certain jobs. The military has a lot of that. As I said, these are people who've got not only lots of training behind them, but years of experience. And it is so hard today to find people who have that kind of experience. I talk to a lot of CEOs who have opened new manufacturing plants or opened new businesses here. A lot of people are bringing things from offshore, again, back to the U.S. as we have opened a bunch of new plants. And what they find is they interview a lot of people in the marketplace, and they don't find people with the right skills. They don't even find enough people who they think they can train to get into those new jobs, people who have the kind of technical backgrounds that are needed. I think that's what corporate America needs to see. These people are really good for business.
What kinds of jobs are available to people in the military at a company like Siemens?
Well, the good news is we have a lot of different businesses. We have 4 different sectors. We have 19 divisions and over 60 businesses. So they're sort of across the gamut. A lot of the people who are more experienced, some of the officers coming out have gone into sales and marketing and engineering jobs and management positions. A lot of the more entry-level positions that we see are really more technical. Almost all the products we sell across our businesses require service, and they all have software, and they're all fairly technical. Over 60% of all the jobs, again, that we have are STEM-related, science, technology, engineering, those kind of things. So we have huge field forces out there, both installing our technology and then repairing and maintaining it over the life of the product. And so those are the kinds of jobs. The military, they're used to going out in very tough environments in some cases, and repairing vehicles, communications technology, et cetera. So it's pretty easy to train them to adapt to our technologies to be able to go out in the field and repair those pieces of equipment.
Is there a good environment for them to thrive in?
Yeah, I think one of the best things about Siemens is we have we have over 3,600 veterans in the company today. So one of the things I hear when I talk to new veterans who've gotten hired is that Siemens has really embraced them. We have a large employee group around the company of veterans. It's called the Siemens Veterans Network. And we use that network and other means to have veterans who have been in the company for a while to mentor incoming veterans. And so that's really helped to ease the transition in addition to the training we put in place.
And that's a huge thing that we hear over and over again is the attrition rate is always not up to par. Military veterans get the job, they don't keep them.
Right. And so far we haven't seen that. So far our experience has been very, very good. But I think it's it's not just the training, but it's, you need a company that will embrace these people. And a lot of companies have a lot of veterans. They haven't really organized them. At Siemens, we've organized around the Siemens Veterans Network, and that seems to be a good vehicle to make people feel at home. If they have questions, if they have issues, they can get resolved. And over the last 2 years, in fact, we first committed with joining forces, Michelle Obama's program, to hire 300 veterans in the first year. We blew past that number. We upped our commitment, and now we've hired over 1,000 veterans in the last 2 years.
And you've been working very closely with the White House on this issue. Tell me about the program that you have with them.
Yeah, so 2.5 years ago now, Michelle Obama and Dr. Jill Biden started a program called Joining Forces. We were one of the initial companies to jump in. And that program is really about finding jobs for veterans and their spouses, transitioning veterans, et cetera, primarily coming back from experiences in Iraq and Afghanistan. And so we really committed to bringing on a number of veterans. We first committed 10%, and over the first 2 years we've hired over 1,000 veterans. But we now understand, I think, even a lot better what it takes to hire veterans, to make them successful. So we've really expanding the program, and we hope to increase those numbers over the next couple of years. I think it's been one of the most successful programs that's come out of the White House in years. I mean, the unemployment among veterans was very high. That number's come down quite a bit. So I really want to applaud Michelle Obama and Dr. Jill Biden for the great work that they've done.
Why do you think it's so important to make this commitment to you to hiring veterans?
Well, look, we are a large company here in the U.S. This is a great market for us. We're seeing the market grow again. So I think it's not only good for business, but it's a great thing to do for the country. It's a real sacrifice. You sacrifice not only from your family and the time you spend overseas and things, but also you sacrifice in terms of your career. A lot of these people who don't stay in the military long term have put off getting into their career to support their families and things. And I think we owe it to them to give them back and give them as much help as we can to expedite their career and speed them forward in that path.
Okay, great advice, great information. Eric Spiegel, President and CEO of Siemens USA, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you very much.